Finally, my Charlotte Tilbury blush sticks arrived. I picked up 3 shades. These are called the Unreal Blush Healthy Glow Stick, and I'm gonna try them on. I will compare them with the new Dior blush sticks. I do have more colors in the Dior. I think I have 5 of those, but I will try to match the colors to the Charlotte Tilbury one. And I am curious about the formula. Are they the same thing or similar? And which one would I recommend? So let's get started. Of course, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Tania, and if you enjoy makeup and luxury products, make sure you subscribe down below. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, let's get into the deeds of these blushes. These are $42 a piece. They come in 6 shades. I bought mine at Sephora, and I haven't seen them on Nordstrom or any other place, so I don't know if they'll come there, but they have 9 ml of product, 0.31 ounces. I wanted to compare it to the Dior ones because the Dior ones are $44 and they have 6 grams of product, 0.2 ounces, but you do get more shades. You get 7 shades. The application is similar. They both come in a stick. Here's the Charlotte Tilbury packaging. It is bigger overall. Let me put that down. It's a little chunkier and bigger than the Dior. It's not a massive difference. To be honest, I prefer the Dior packaging. I think it's a little bit more sleek, a little bit prettier, but this is the same packaging as the Dior, the Charlotte Tilbury Sheer Glow Tint Hydration Foundation Stick. The names are so long, so I'm just gonna call it a blush stick, but it's the same packaging as that one. This Charlotte Tilbury blush is supposed to be an ultra hydrating luminous blush with buildable and blendable color that lasts up to 8 hours on cheeks and lips. So I do have a little bit of a lip liner right now, but I also bought the Summer Friday lip butter in Pink Guava, so I kind of want to try that one as well. But okay, let's swatch the shades. First shade is this beautiful peachy glow, and without a doubt is the first one that I picked up. This is very much my color. It looks beautiful. As you can see, it's very pigmented. Absolutely stunning. Next, we have Rosy Glow, which is more of a rosy pink color. It's not too cool tone, it's not too bright. There are 2 other pinks. There's more of a lilac-y pink and more of a bright fuchsia pink. I picked this one because it was just a little bit more neutral. And then the last shade that I picked up is Cherry Glow. I love a red blush on my skin tone. I think it's so beautiful. And that's how that one looks like. And here are the swatches. We have the peach, the rosy, and the cherry. Before I wipe off these swatches, I'm gonna try the new Dior blushes as well. The closest to the peach one that I have is the shade Toffee. And how should we do it? I'm gonna do it on the other hand. This one isn't similar to the peach one. It's much lighter, as you can see there. It has a glow shift to it. Next, we have Rosewood from Dior. This is the only pink one that I have. And that one and the Rosy Glow are quite similar. As you can see, the Charlotte Tilbury one is a little bit more pink and a little bit brighter. And then for the cherry one, I have the cherry color from Dior. I think this is a little bit brighter. And here is the cherry color from Dior. So these are the closest colors that I have from these 2 brands. And I think the Rosewood and the Rosy Glow are the most similar. Obviously, the Toffee one is much lighter. It's almost like a highlighter. And the cherry one from Dior is a little bit more bright, almost neon-y. The one from Charlotte Tilbury, I'm getting confused with all of these names. This one is a little bit more red. So that is the difference between these. Now, from just swatching these, the Dior seem to be more luminous and glowy. The Charlotte Tilbury have a lot more pigment and the colors seem to be a little bit more punchy, but the Dior seem to be a little bit more sheerer. You do have to build up the color a little bit more, and they are glowier in my opinion. Definitely that toffee shade. Let's start with Peach Glow. I can absolutely just swipe it on, but 99% of the time I will take a brush and work the product into the brush and then go on my cheek. So there's quite a lot of pigment here. This is a Refer 04. And oh, it's definitely more pigmented than I thought it would be. Oh my. Okay. Let's take a lot of this off and fix this mistake. I did not expect this to be so pigmented, guys. I think I was thinking more of the toffee from Dior where I had to build it up quite a bit. But this does blend out quite nicely and easy. I will take my foundation brush and just smooth out these edges so we don't look like a little clown. Ooh, but that is so beautiful. This color is so beautiful. It has a lot of glow as well. It's a different glow than the Dior one. The Dior one almost has like a gold shift in the toffee shade. This one is just glowy from the texture, not the product itself. Like there's no shimmer or anything. And this one is much more pigmented. But you saw how intense it was and how easily it blended out. So, okay, this is beautiful. I love this shade so much. And here we have the shade Peach Glow. Let's try this on the lips. I'm just gonna put a little bit in the center and blend it out. Oh yeah, that works. I actually really like this on the lips. Oh, that's pretty. You could put this on your eyes as well. That is nice. And it doesn't feel like a lipstick, but it doesn't feel matte and drying or anything like that. It actually feels decent on the lips. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Look at that. Moving on to the color Rosy Glow. Now we know better. So I'm going to be a little bit more gentle with the pigment. I'm going to take some off. I'm still going to work from my brush and go in. Okay, I can build it up a little bit more. This is definitely a brighter pink than I thought it would be. I thought it would be a little bit more muted, but that's a pretty bright pink. The blendability is seamless. Dare I say it's easier to blend these out than the Dior one. It's just, even if you apply too much, as you saw with the peach shade, it just blended in so nicely. Okay, this shade is brighter and almost a little bit more of a fuchsia color than I thought it would be. Again, a lot of glow. I want to build up the color just a little bit more right here in the center. Let's try this one on the lips and see. And here is the color Rosy Glow. This also is quite luminous and glowy, but there's no actual shimmers in it. Unlike the Dior, the shade Toffee and Candy, I think both of those have a little bit of a shift in it, like a gold shift. These don't have that. They're just very glowy and hydrating and juicy. And here are the colors side by side. Rosy Glow and then Peach Glow. I think both of the colors are absolutely beautiful, but personally for what I like, the Peach Glow is where it's at. I love this shade and I think it almost looks blurring on the skin. Yeah, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I'm loving this. Okay, let me take this off and we're gonna try the cherry. I changed my mind. I'm actually gonna try the Dior Rosewood on this side next to the Charlotte Tilbury Rosy Glow because I think they're similar and I would love to see the difference between them. Now, this one from Dior does not have any actual glow and shift in it. I'm sorry, it does have a glow, but it doesn't have any shimmer in it like the shade Toffee or Candy. So, oh, it's on this side. Let's try the shade Rosy Glow and see how it compares to the Charlotte Tilbury one. See, it's a little bit more sheer. I didn't even take any of the product off. Going straight from here and building this up. I think this one is thinner in texture a little bit and glowier. You can see right there. And obviously these lights, I'm actually going to move a little bit further away from the light so you can see. But the Dior, you have to build up the pigment a little bit more, which is fine. I actually love that in a blush. I love when I can customize the pigment. I don't like something that's too intense from first application. I'm just building up this color to match the Charlotte Tilbury. I think we're there, right? Okay, so color-wise, I think they're quite similar, right? The colors are very similar. I'm looking here in the mirror. I think it's a little bit more realistic than on camera. And I could walk outside with these blushes and nobody would know the difference. If I'm picky, I think the Charlotte Tilbury one has a little bit more fuchsia in it, a little bit brighter pink. The Dior one is just a little bit softer, but it is so minuscular. I'm just powdering this area a little bit to take away that shine. Okay, I think the biggest difference between these two formula is the Charlotte Tilbury is more pigmented. Dior has more glow to it and it feels a little bit more hydrating on the cheek. There's good in that because you can build up the pigment. With Charlotte Tilbury, you gotta be careful, you know, because it was quite intense from first application. But looking side by side, they're so similar. If you have the Dior, you absolutely don't need the Charlotte Tilbury. But if I had to pick one, I think I would go for Charlotte Tilbury because to me, it looks a little bit smoother, a little bit more blurred than the Dior side. And I think that comes with the Dior being a little bit glowier, and I had to build up the color quite a bit more, so you get a lot more of that glow and hydration than from Charlotte Tilbury. The Charlotte Tilbury goes on quite glowy, but then it kind of sets. So right now I feel like it's a lot less glowy and more set than when I first applied it. Hopefully that comparison was helpful, but just know that they're so similar. You do not need both formulas. If you already have Dior, you don't have to go get the Charlotte Tilbury. Don't feel pressure to do that, except that peach color. That peach color is so beautiful. Okay, I'm wiping all of this off and I'm gonna try the cherry color. Last one, but certainly not least, the cherry color. I'm so excited about this one. They have a berry color as well that I almost ordered when I purchased these online, and then I changed my mind and I was like, you know what, I want to go pick it up in store, and they were sold out of the berry color. I love berry tones. Definitely better for fall, winter for my skin tone, but it looked absolutely gorgeous. But based on how pigmented this is, maybe that would have been a lot. So I'm taking quite a bit off. I'm using this fluffy Patrick Ta brush. It's the Dual Face 3. So let's add this here. I love red blushes so much. Okay, I took quite a bit off. So that's definitely much softer. Let's build it up a little bit more. I'm still going on in my palm because I want to disperse the product evenly there so it's not all in one area. Just building up this color. So pretty. I'm gonna put it on both sides. I am taking a different brush, the Sephora 55. And see how this works as well, because that one is quite fluffy. Kind of felt like the product was going in too many places. I think this contains it a little bit better. I love this color. I think the pigment is perfect for how I like to wear my blush. I can build it up a little bit just so you can see, but it's not gonna look that great on my skin tone if I build it up too much. It's gonna look a little bit clownish, but this does have a lot of pigment. So if you have deeper skin tone, I really think that this will show up. Even if you go straight on your cheeks, that will give you a ton of pigment. But I like to be gentle with my makeup and not add too much. But for the sake of the video, I built it up a little bit, and wow, what a pretty shade. I love that. I'm just taking a little bit of powder and powdering right here. I don't love too much glow right where my pores are. So every time I use a very glowy blush and I bring it in a little bit too much, I just go with the powder a little bit to soften that out. Let's put this on our lips a little bit, right in the center, and blending this out. Ooh, that's actually so pretty. This color looks the best on the lips out of the 3 colors that I just tried. Should we build it up even more? I just want you guys to be able to see on camera. In person, it's quite bright, but the camera always kind of softens the colors. So I want to make sure that you get a good representation of this blush. I love the color. It's so beautiful. Perfect for summer. A red blush is one of my favorite blushes. Yes, we love peach. We love, pinks, but red, just try it. You have to try a red blush. And this is not too neon-y red. It's a beautiful, more softer red color. So beautiful. And here is the color Cherry Glow. What a beautiful color that will work on so many different skin tones. If you have deeper skin tone, I think it will show up. If you have fair skin tone, use a little bit less, but that redness that comes naturally from our cheeks is very well represented in this color, and I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I also think it is quite smooth on the cheeks. With it being a glowy, creamy product, I think it is quite smooth. Usually when you have a cream blush, it can emphasize some texture and things like that, but I actually find this to be a very smooth formula. So those are the 3 colors that I have from Charlotte Tilbury. I think the colors are beautiful. That peach shade is absolutely stunning, and the cherry is my second, and third is the rosy glow, but that's just because I don't gravitate towards pink colors, but it's a very beautiful everyday color for most people. Now, I did expect to like these because it's Charlotte Tilbury. She does incredible blush cheek products, but I like them more than I thought I would. I think the formula between these and Dior are quite similar, with the exception that the Charlotte Tilbury sets down a little bit more and has more pigment. Dior, it's a little bit more glowy, more sheer, and you have to build them up a little bit. And I think the colors are a little bit different. Dior has that interesting lavender color that is very lavenderish. It's much more intense than the Charlotte Tilbury lavender color that they have. And honestly, I think they're both beautiful. If I were to pick right now, I think I'm leaning towards the Charlotte Tilbury ones. And I think it's the colors more than necessarily the formula. I think the peachy color and the cherry color are speaking to my soul, and I love them so much. But both formulas are beautiful. You just get a little bit more pigment in Charlotte Tilbury, and they set down a little bit more than the Dior one. The Dior one, it's a little bit glowier, it's a little bit more luminous, and you can build up the color slowly. So that's the difference between those two. The decision comes to you. I can't make that decision for you. I can just share the comparison and things like that and what I gravitate towards. So I think Charlotte Tilbury did incredible with those blushes. You do get more product in Charlotte Tilbury, and they're $2 less than the Dior one. Also, the Dior ones do have that pH adjusting factor to them. I personally did not notice a difference in the colors. They pull very similar to what's in the tube on my skin tone, and on my skin they do not change throughout the day. So that's just from personal experience. I want to try this Guava Summer Friday Lip Balm because this color is so beautiful, and I think it'll work great with my lips right now. I'm gonna swatch it for you. It's this a beautiful pinky shade. Look at that. Let me wipe this off. Although I love this red on my lips with a brown liner. Oh, it's so beautiful. And I will say that the Charlotte Tilbury blushes do better on the lips than the Dior blushes because they are a little bit more pigmented and not quite as glowy as the Dior one. Okay, let's try this color. Oh my gosh. It smells so good. I feel like this is the color of the summer now. I've seen a lot of brands coming out with this lip color. Ooh, yes. It's more pigmented than the other Summer Friday lip colors. Absolutely stunning. And it kind of tastes good too. You shouldn't eat this, but you know, in case you get a blob in your mouth, it does taste good. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. I like that a lot. I really hope they make this permanent because it's such a beautiful color. Okay, that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. I think it was a hit. I do have so many new products. I have the new bronzer from Farah Hamidi, which is, oh my goodness, it's so good. I have the new Shantakai reformulated foundation. I have a lot of new products, and I'm going to do a get ready with me video next so you can kind of see all those in action. So make sure you subscribe and leave me your thoughts on this new release from Charlotte Tilbury. Hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.